everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. The Cardinals. In today's game, we've got two teams who come in with opposite records on the season. It's the Seahawks going up against the Cardinals.
Thank you, Larry. It hosted Super Bowls 42 and 49. And it's University of Phoenix Stadium. That's where we're at in Glendale, Arizona. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. This will be taken to the back of the end zone, and he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the rookie seventh rounder. This is Chris Carson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. On second down, Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Now it's Carson. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. On second down, here's Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Complete. Richardson has it. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
This Cardinals pass rush in 2016 got home 48 times. That's a pretty good number.
A very good number, led the league. Is it just because the dudes that they had, or the scheme, or both, or what?
It's always the dudes first, but their scheme, attacking, pressure, they'll continue to pile up the sacks.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. First carry now. This is Johnson. Shifts by him at the 25. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. Right on the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Out of the gun, Palmer. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they have the football that will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He has just been alone for opposing offenses to account for now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Here's Carson. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Wilson on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Marcus Golden coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. A good pickup there of 22. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Trey Madden, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Johnson on the draw. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Here's Palmer to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And a great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. First down carry here for Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. And incomplete. Crisis averted Almost picked. Instead, second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Throwing again. Palmer. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
On third down, Palmer. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Throwing now, Palmer on first down. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. On second down, Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here. To throw is Palmer. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And Palmer gives to Johnson. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. On second down, here's Palmer. Underneath for Johnson. Give him 8 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's third down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits, and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
On third down, Johnson. And he is out of bounds here. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Turn to the power game to try to get in. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Palmer's going to keep it on the sneak. And I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. So they held him out on second down, and now here's third and goal. This time Palmer will throw. And that is caught. Touchdown Cardinals. Jamison Crowder, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now Wilson on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't, because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
On 3rd down, here's Lacy. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And they start the second half with Johnson. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now Palmer. And his throw here's incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Cardinals on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 8. Play action. Now Palmer. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. They go play action here on first down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And now it's second down.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. To throw again, Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be second and 11. From the gun, it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Walsh now for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
That defensive front four has been very good. They have just not let the running game get going, have they?
Not at all. In fact, the entire offense just looking a little bit out of sync in this one.
Yeah, sometimes this is why coaches like forward-down defensive linemen, they feel like they can cover more ground when defending the run.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. Palmer's hit, fumble. He loses the football. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a two-score swing that you just gave up.
Now Palmer on first down. Going up top. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Second down following the run. They run again with Carson, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a toss play. It's Carson. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Wilson operating from the gun. Open man, it's Vanette. 18 yards there and a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Again, Wilson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Wilson to lock it there for the Seahawk 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tremont Williams. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. So after the interception, here's Palmer. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's the backup Gabbert. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Gabbert. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Cliff Averill in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Gabbert. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they're trying to bleed it out.
Now it's Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Decent start to the